to address reports that Meghan Markle's mother, Doria Ragland, has a criminal record and is a felon. In fact, I do have proof that she is a felon and that she was sentenced and convicted for a crime which she spent 10 years in prison for. Now, I don't have possession of the actual criminal record. I did in the past, but I don't anymore. And I can tell you, though, that the criminal record does not state what her crime was. So people are saying that it was tax evasion or something like that, but the average sentence or conviction for tax evasion in the US is 2 to 5 years, and she spent 10 years in prison. So I'm thinking it is drug dealing, and this is what I heard a few years ago, that she went to prison for drug dealing. And according to Tom Bauer's book, Thomas complained that she used a lot of drugs and that she was high almost all the time. So this would explain her involvement in the drug culture in LA. Also, it would explain why Thomas took custody of Meghan Markle. If Doria was going to prison at that time and was using, then, who was going to take care of Meghan? Anyway, maybe she went to, I just remember that there was something having to do with the year 2000 on the criminal record, so maybe it was later when Markle was a teenager. Anyways, I'm going to flash something on the screen for you. This is from a website that does background checks, and it does indicate that Doria Ragland does indeed have a criminal record. And it doesn't say what the criminal record is, it just says that she has a criminal record. Now, I tried to get another copy of this criminal record using this site that I had used before, and which I had viewed the criminal record on before, previously to this, and the record is not on the website anymore, so it's been taken down for whatever reason. I don't think it's been expunged, and I don't think she's gotten a pardon for it. I just think that it was taken down from this particular public website, and they're not allowed to show it. But I can still talk about it. There's no law against talking about it because it's public record, and you can obtain the record through the police easily. So I'm going to flash it on the screen, and if you'd like to take a look at it, you can go ahead. Now, I'm just I'm staunchly against drug use, and I don't like anything having to do with drugs, and I don't like the idea that Doria Ragland was a drug user, and perhaps even a drug dealer. I think that shows a lack of character. I think it shows that she has underground associations with unsavory characters, and she should not be around children, and particularly Harry and Meghan's children. But it seems to me like that is why they moved back to LA, because it was getting very difficult for Doria to get permission each and every time to go to the UK with her criminal record. And that was the real reason that they moved back to LA. On top of the fact that she's probably supplying drugs to Harry and Meghan. And we know that Meghan dealt drugs through the Soho House with her friend Marcus Anderson, and they thought it was funny to add in joints in cannabis joints in party bags at one point for guests. And I'm a member of Soho House, and I know that drugs are not allowed. There's drinking, but there's no drugs allowed. It's looked down upon, and I am just so surprised that she would do such a thing. But then again, maybe it all makes sense now. I mean, they do have this sort of personality where they are dishonest, they are resentful, they are, they just blame everybody else except themselves. And this is causing some real problems. And it just seems like they're burning through money like there's no tomorrow, and wanting to get money very quickly in order to perhaps, feed their drug habit or something. But who knows? I can't speculate. But I do think that Harry is using drugs again. And I know that he used drugs when he was in the military. It seems that it's prevalent in the military, especially in the Middle East where they were stationed. So, there was easy access to drugs there. And so he got into drugs then, and perhaps even earlier when he was in school, in private school, because I know it's prevalent at private schools too. But anyway, so you can take a look at the indication of the criminal record, and maybe make some comments. Maybe I'll get some comments like, oh, what are you doing talking about this? But I think it's really important given the fact that we've just found out that Meghan Markle wants to invite her mother to the funeral, Queen Elizabeth's funeral. And she also wants to invite Oprah. So now this is a difficult situation because she's already accused the royal family of being racist. Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to say no? And then she says, oh, they're racist because they're not letting Oprah or, her mother go to the funeral? But it's not her place to invite people to the funeral. The funeral guests were probably written in years ago by the Queen herself. So I don't see any way that she's going to be able to invite these people to, no matter how famous they are, to the funeral. And especially after what Oprah did and how she facilitated this interview where they sat there and insulted the royal family. So I don't know how they can possibly have the nerve to show their faces there. And I'm talking about Meghan Markle also. I was so shocked when she showed up at the walkabout. But on the other hand, there may be different reasons. There was a story that they wanted Harry and she and Harry wanted to do their own walkabout, and that's why they were 45 minutes late, so that they would miss William and Kate and do the walkabout themselves. And this is just all for Netflix. It's for money and fame, and I think that's just really, really low down and sickening. And I don't know what is going on, but it's unacceptable. And I was really shocked that she was there. But on the other hand, I was glad that William intercepted it and invited them to his walkabout. And so they were basically stuck having to go with them. Anyway, make some comments if you'd like, and let me know what you think about all this.